Hello and welcome to this year's National Bank of Rwanda 2021 Schools Quiz Challenge. My name is Bob Allen. In the next 30 minutes, you hear it from two teams that have qualified for the final of this challenge. This year, 32 teams from across the country faced each other in a virtual challenge that covered financial concepts, monetary policy, the mandate of the National Bank, and many more. For this year, let's introduce the finalists for our final BNR Schools Quiz Challenge.
All the way from the southern province, Groupe Scolaire Officiel de Butare, Maniriho Evode, Irakoze Neo de Père, Waisenga Noela, and Ukwitegetse Nio Mugabo. From Kigali City, we have Lycée Notre-Dame de Citeaux, Keza Ketia, Umararungu Inez Marie-Ange, Shema Nadine, and Hirgwa Teta Nice.
Welcome back. Before we dive in our quiz, we want to hear it from the two teams that have qualified for the finals and see how they are doing and if they are ready for this challenge. GSO, hi, how are you?
We're fine.
You guys are doing well?
Yes, we're doing well.
You faced very many teams in the last qualifying challenges, and today you're here. What was your secret?
First, our secret was working hard.
Working hard?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
The second one is team working.
Team working. So working hard, team working, and
So the third one is learning from the mistakes.
learning from your mistakes.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Are you ready for the challenge?
Yes, we are ready for the
Do you
challenge.
think you're going to be the winners?
Yes,
Yes,
of course.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
LNDC, ladies, how you doing?
Fine.
So the same question. You face very many teams, very many schools along this challenge. How are you feeling this morning?
Great.
And what was your secret?
I would say our secret was hard work, teamwork, and a little bit of confidence.
A little bit of confidence.
Yes,
Do
not
you have
so
that
much.
confidence today?
Yes.
Are you ready for the challenge?
Yeah.
All right. So you heard it from the two teams. They are all ready for the challenge, and we will start off our challenge. Who wants to go first, LNDC or Groupe Scolaire Butare?
JSOB.
You want to go first?
Yes.
of course.
All right, let's do this. So segment 1 is the quick fire in this challenge. Questions in this segment will be a structured format. Each team will take turns to answer questions. Questions asked will be answered within 1 minute. Once a question is failed, it will be passed on to the other team for half the points and for half the seconds. Each question weighs 6 points. In this segment, you can see on your screens, each question weighs 6 points. We are going to start with Groupe Scolaire de Butare. State two key features of a sound financial system.
Key features. Yambere, resilient. Two shocks. Two economic shocks.
What's the correct answer?
The two key factors of sound financial system is fulfilling the obligations of financial system. Another is the resilient to economic shocks.
Resilient to?
Resilient to economic shocks.
To economic shocks?
Yeah.
That's the correct answer, and you have your 6 points. LNDC. The National Bank of Rwanda operates a real-time gross settlement system named the transaction settled on a one-to-one basis without bunching or netting with any other transaction within that system.
The answer is gross settlement.
Gross settlement is the correct answer. The interest rate that commercial banks charge their most credit-worth customers is referred to as?
So the interest rate that commercial banks charge their most credit-worth customers is referred to as prime lending rate.
Prime lending rate is the correct answer. LNDC, what is the major guiding factor in the decision-making process while setting the central bank rate?
Inflation forecast. Inflation forecast.
The answer is inflation forecasts.
Inflation forecast is the correct answer. GSO, what is the purpose of the Economic Recovery Fund established by the government of Rwanda?
That have been affected by COVID-19.
The right answer is to recover the business that have been affected by COVID-19.
All right, that is the answer to support the recovery of businesses that have been hit the hardest by COVID-19. LNDC, the process in which a particular currency stops being legal tender is known as?
The answer is demonetizing.
The answer is?
Demonetizing.
The answer is demonetization of the currency, and that is the correct answer. And that takes us to segment 2, which is the brainstorm. And in this segment, questions will be asked in multiple choice format. Each team will take turns to answer questions asked to them. Questions must be answered within 1 minute. Once a question is failed by one team, it will be passed on to the other team for half the points and for half the seconds. The opponent team has 30 seconds to answer this question, and each question weighs 4 points. LNDC. A payment system is a combination of the following: A, processes; B, legal and regulatory framework; C, instruments; and D, all the above. What's the correct answer?
The answer is D, all the above.
D, all the above is the correct answer. GSO. The National Bank of Rwanda conducts monetary policy and provides daily liquidity to domestic financial institutions through A, reverse repo; B, repo market; C, liquidity; and D, interbank market. What's the correct answer?
It is no, B. Reverse repo market. Yeah, repo market.
So the correct answer is repo market.
Repo market is the correct answer. LNDC. Which of the following requirements should be met for a damaged or mutilated currency not to be refunded? A, the note should be genuine. B, the presented portion of the note should be at least above the half of the original full note. C, the note should have security features. And D, all the above. What's the correct answer?
The correct answer is B. The presented portion of the note should be at least above the half of original full note.
Unfortunately, that's not the correct answer. And we'll pass it on to the other school. Yes, so what is the correct answer? You have 30 seconds.
So the correct answer is D, all the above.
All the above is the correct answer. Next question is for GSOB. The supervision of regulated financial institutions is conducted through A, licensing; B, off-site surveillance; C, on-site inspection; and D, all the above. What's the correct answer?
The right answer is D, all the above.
All the above is the correct answer. LNDC. The responsibilities of the National Bank of Rwanda as the Economic Recovery Fund manager are: A, establish processes and procedures describing the required documentation to be submitted alongside the disbursement request and modalities of this submission; B, establish the process and procedures of reporting on economic recovery facilities; C, establish processes and procedures that will allow financial institutions check and confirm that the customers have not yet been financed under this facility; and D, all the above. What's the correct answer?
Okay. You sure? The correct answer is D, all the above.
All the above is the correct answer. GSOB. Under the Economic Recovery Fund, banks shall grant loans to large corporates and SMEs at an interest rate of A, 18%, B 20%, C 5%, and D 8%. What's the correct answer?
The correct answer is D, 8%.
8% is the correct answer, and that brings us to the end of segment 2 and takes us to segment 3, which is the face-off. And in this segment, students will work as a team to answer questions assigned to them. All questions will be in multiple choice format, and questions will be answered within 1 minute. Once a question has failed, one team will pass it on to the other team for half the points and for half the seconds. Each question weighs 6 points. Question 1. Which GDP approach involves adding up the market value of all domestic expenditures made on final goods and services in a given year? A. Production approach. B. Income approach. C. GDP deflector. And D. Expenditure approach.
Okay, the right answer is D, expenditure approach.
D is the correct answer. LNDC, which of the following banknote security features should the public not rely on in order to identify counterfeits? A. Widowed thread. B. Watermark. C. Sparkling feature. D. None of the above.
The answer is C, sparkling feature.
Unfortunately, that's not the correct answer. JSOB, what is the correct answer?
The right answer is D, none of the above.
None of the above is the correct answer. That takes us to question 3 for GSO. The amount charged and expressed as a percentage of principal by a lender to a borrower for the use of assets is known as A. Exchange rate, B. Interest rate, C. Rediscount rate, and D. All of the above. What's the correct answer?
B. So the correct answer is B, interest rate.
Interest rate is the correct answer. LNDC. The Economic Recovery Fund Technical Steering Committee has the following duties. A. Assess the performance of the fund. B. Consider allocation of funds amongst financial institutions. C. Assess and advise when terms and conditions may need to be reviewed. D. All of the above. What's the correct answer?
D. The correct answer is D, all of the above.
All of the above is the correct answer. GSO. Formal financial inclusion matters due to the following reasons. A. Saving money in formal institutions reduces the risk of money being stolen. B. It increases banks' deposits and may indirectly lend to low lending rate. C. Access to finance has great impact on poverty reduction. And D. All of the above. What's the correct answer?
The correct answer is D, or the O for the above.
All of the above is the correct answer. LNDC. The following are some of the factors that influence exchange rate except A. Interest rate, B. Inflation, C. Per capita income, and D. Trade balance. What's the correct answer?
The answer is C, per capita income.
That's the correct answer. Next. Foreign exchange reserves can be accumulated in the following ways. A. When the central bank decides to purchase foreign currencies. B. When the central bank decides to purchase local currencies. C. When the central bank decides to demonetize currencies. And D. All of the above. What's the correct answer?
So the correct answer is A, when the central bank decides to purchase foreign currencies.
That is the correct answer. LNDC. Based on the income equation, what negatively contributes to Rwandan GDP? A. Private consumption. B. Net export. C. Private investment. And D. Government expenditure. You have 30 seconds to go.
Okay, the answer is D, government expenditure.
Unfortunately, that's not the correct answer. We'll pass on the question to GSO.
So
GSO, what is the correct answer?
the correct answer is C, private investment.
Unfortunately, that's not the correct answer. The correct answer is B, net exports. When a country's exchange rate appreciates, the price of A, the country's goods abroad decreases, B, the country's goods abroad increases, C, foreign goods sold in that country increases, that country's goods produced and sold locally increase. What's the correct answer, GSO?
B. B. So the correct answer is B. That country's goods abroad increases.
That is the correct answer. LNDC. Formula for calculating GDP per capita. A, total population over total economic output. B, total economic output over total working class. C, total economic output over total population. And D, total working class over total economic output. What's the correct answer?
C is the correct answer, total economic output over total population.
That is the correct answer. And that brings us to the end of segment 3 and takes us to segment 4, which is the true or false. Questions in this segment will be asked in an open-ended format. Each team will take turns to answer questions asked to them. Questions must be answered within 1 minute, and each question weighs 4 points. So in this segment, once one school fails a question, we're not going to pass it on to the other school. Is that clear? Yes, so? Is that clear, LNDC? Great. So we'll start with LNDC. LNDC, in reviewing the monetary policy stance, other factors kept constant. If the aggregate demand in the economy was far much higher than aggregate supply, the central bank rate would more likely be revised downwards. Is that true or false?
The answer is false.
False is the correct answer. GSO, a customer has no right to challenge information in the CRB if found incorrect. Is that true or false?
False. The right answer is false.
False is the correct answer. LNDC, an increase in supply or a decrease in demand for a foreign currency cannot cause the value of domestic currency to appreciate. Is that true or false?
True. I think it's true. I think the correct answer is true.
Final answer is?
True.
Unfortunately, that's not the correct answer. The correct answer is false. GSOB, as a financial service consumer, you have the obligation to notify your financial service provider if you change your address, email, or telephone numbers. Is that true or false?
Our final answer is true.
True is the correct answer. LNDC, when you lose your card, checkbook, or suspect fraud on your account, you should immediately report this to your financial institution. Is this true or false?
The answer is true.
True is the correct answer. GSOB, the Deposit Guarantee Fund doesn't cover small depositors. Is this true or false?
False. The correct answer is false.
False is the correct answer. The credit profile form provided by CRB is part of the credit granting process. Is this true or false?
The answer is true.
The credit profile form provided by CRB is part of the credit granting process. Is this true or false?
True.
True is the correct answer. Changing of security features on currency is not required to reduce the risk of counterfeiting. Is this true or false?
The correct answer is false.
False is the correct answer. Capital markets are financial markets used to raise finance for the short term. Is this true or false?
It is false. The answer is false.
False is the correct answer. GSOB, a decrease in the supply or an increase in demand for a foreign currency can cause the value of a domestic currency to depreciate. Is this true or false?
So the correct answer is true.
True is the correct answer. And that brings us to the end of segment 4, taking us to segment 6, which is the odd man out. Questions will be asked in multiple choice format in this segment. Teams will take turns to answer these questions and then identify the odd man out. Questions must be answered within 1 minute. Once a question is failed by one team, it will be passed on to the opponent for half the points and for half the seconds. Is that clear?
Yes.
Is that clear, LNDC?
Yes.
All right, we'll start with GSOB. GSOB, GDP measures put the odd man out. Production by foreigners within a country is counted. B, production by nationals outside the country is excluded. C, the size of an economy. D, production of nationals outside the country is counted. What's the correct answer?
hari GDP feta hakaza ikindi
So the correct answer is D. Production by national outside the country is counted.
That is the correct answer. LNDC, commercial bank interest rates put the odd man out. A, lending interest rate. B, prime lending rate. C, deposit rate. And D, money market rate. What's the correct answer?
The correct answer is D, money market rate.
That is the correct answer. Yes, so B, government securities prospectus spot the odd man out. A, include the issuer of the treasury bond. B, includes the maturity date of the bond. C, includes the highest bidder's details. And D, includes the amount of the bond. What's the correct answer?
Our final answer is C, include the highest bidder's details.
That is the correct answer. LNDC, major uses of consumer price index spot the odd man out. A, used as an economic indicator. B, used as a deflator of other economic series. C, used as a means of adjusting rand and franc value. And D, used as an inflator of other economic series. What is the correct answer?
I think it's D.
The answer is D, used as an inflator of other economic series.
That is the correct answer. GSOB, eligible businesses for the ERF support spot the odd man out. A, those highly impacted by restrictions put in place to prevent the spread of COVID-19, those exposed to consumer discretionary spending, those highly affected by the rainy season of April 2020, and those whose global supply chains have been disrupted. What's the correct answer?
C. Our answer is C. Those highly affected by the rain season of April 2020.
That is the correct answer. LNDC, information needed to identify a suitable fixed deposit account spot the odd man out. A, the term or duration of the fixed deposit. B, whether there are any charges for early withdrawal of the fixed deposit. C, the term of duration of the loan. And D, the total amount of income you'll earn from a fixed deposit. What's the correct answer?
The correct answer is C, the term or duration of loan.
That is the correct answer. Next question, GSOB. The purpose of key fact statement regulations spot the odd man out. A, put in place measures related to the fair treatment of consumers. B, enhance the consumer's ability to compare different credit offers. C, stimulate competition among financial institutions. And D, discourage transparency. What is the correct answer?
The right answer is D, discourage transparency.
That is the correct answer. LNDC, steps taken by the National Bank of Rwanda when evaluating the rate of inflation spot the odd man out. A, consider average inflation over longer periods of time ranging from a few months to a year or longer. B examines the subcategories that make up a broad price index. C examines the trends in the past GDP. And D designs or makes forecasts of future inflation. What's the correct answer?
Yes. The answer is C, examines the trends in the past GDP.
That is the correct answer. And that brings us to the end of segment 5 and takes us to the last segment, which is segment 6. And in this segment, questions will be asked in a structured format. Each team will take turns to answer questions asked to them. Questions must be answered within 1 minute. Once a question is failed by one team, it will be passed on to the other team for half the points and also for half the time. Each question weighs 10 points. In our last segment, each question weighs 10 points. Is that clear? LNDC. Question 1. Dash is issued by the central bank on the basis of computation of estimated demand for cash.
CPR.
30 seconds to go.
Central Bank on the basis of demand for cash.
20 seconds to go.
Okay, the answer is the central bank rate is issued by the central bank on the basis of computation of estimated demand for cash.
Unfortunately, that's not the correct answer. We'll pass it on to the other school. What's the correct answer, JSOB?
The correct answer is paper money.
Paper money is the correct answer. Next question, JSOB. What minimum amount does one need to invest in treasury bonds for them to qualify as a competitive bidder?
So the correct answer is 50 millions and above.
50 million and above is the correct answer. LNDC. What is the minimum import cover for foreign reserves to be maintained in Rwanda?
How much?
Minimum import cover. So the 4 months. So 4 months. Wait 4 months. The answer is 4 months.
4 months is the correct answer. JSOB. Why is medium-term inflation forecast 12 to 18 months important for the National Bank of Rwanda's monetary policy making?
Depending on credit forecasting. It depends on it.
Ntabwo ndi
30 seconds to go.
So our correct answer is that the monetary policy persists for 12 months to 18 months for the inflation rate in the community.
What is your final answer? You have 10 seconds to go.
Final
Time is
answer.
up. Time is up. You ran out of time, and we'll pass it on to LNDC. LNDC, do you want to take, or
Yeah.
do we pass?
I think it's for setting the CBR.
For setting the CBR, it's not that. That is not the correct answer. And the answer is because the monetary policy impacts the real sector with a lag or within a time frame. Did you hear that? Did you
Yes.
understand that? Okay, great. And the next question is for LNDC. What methodology does the National Bank of Rwanda use to conduct periodic on-site examination on all the regulated commercial banks?
Camels. The answer is camels.
Camels. That is the correct answer. Over to you, GSOB. What do we call an economic situation characterized by the business cycle contraction lasting more than a few months?
The right answer is recession.
Recession is the correct answer. LNDC, which bureau helps borrowers build up a good reputation or credit history and use it to obtain better terms from lenders?
I think the answer is Credit Reference Bureau.
Credit Reference Bureau is the correct answer. GSOB, the main currencies currently used for RTGS are francs, USD, Euro, Ghanaian shillings, Kenyan shillings, and Tanzanian shillings. What is the rationale of using all these currencies?
National. Guhahirana man. Guhahirana nyine hagati ya biriya bihugu. Sibyo? Kubera ko hari ibiri muri East African Community.
The correct answer is for making easy payment by closing the countries and making the free movement of payment.
That is correct. And also, just to correct your answer, is to facilitate regional payments and cross-border trade. So, LNDC, why should a foreign firm operating in Rwanda be concerned about exchange rate fluctuation?
They highly deal with the import and export.
Okay. If exchange rate gets higher, the goods they export because they get what they decrease in prices, so they increase. Exchange rate goods that they export get higher. Prices get higher.
You have 30 seconds to go.
Okay. The answer, I think, is when exchange rates go higher, the goods or products that they export, those firms, their prices get higher too. But when the exchange rates get lower, the prices decline.
All right, thank you. The answer is correct, and you have your 10 points. So the answer is because a change in exchange rate makes their payables or receivable in the domestic currency smaller or large in terms of their home currency. So that is the answer, but your answer was translated still with this. Yeah. So next question, JSOB. What is the difference between forward rate and spot rate?
The difference between forward rate and spot rate. The forward rate is where they may promise to have the exchange rate for the future time, while on a spot rate is where they pay immediately.
All right, that is the correct answer. And that brings us to the end of our Schools Quiz Challenge 2021. And we have two teams here with us, and in a while the judges will tell us the points. Okay, the judges have finished counting, and now we have the final marks. We have Lycée Notre-Dame de Citeaux with 116 points, and we have the winners for this year's National Bank of Rwanda Schools Quiz Challenge, Groupe Scolaire Officiel de Butare, with 146 points. So congratulations for the hard work and teamwork and everything that you have done, and also learning from your mistakes like you told me at the start. Yeah, all right, congratulations all of you. And now we are honored to have the governor of the National Bank of Rwanda with us here today, who will help us to award the first runners-up and also the winners of this year's challenge. Governor, you're welcome. And we'll invite the first runners-up team to take their position. Congratulations. Yes, yeah, the first runners-up team. Congratulations, ladies. So right now, we would like to invite the governor of the National Bank for his remarks.
Start by thanking all the schools that participated in this year's BNR Quiz Challenge 2021. I think we had 32 schools. Wherever you are, I'm sure you get this message that we really thank you for being part of this year's quiz. And in a special way, I want to thank our 2 finalists, Notre Dame de Citeaux and the group Scolaire Officiel de Butare. We really appreciate that you put in efforts. You put in efforts and you mwarahatanye mwarapiganwe muhatanira gutsinda. And in a special way, I was congratulating you as the winners of this year. It's always an honor and a pleasure to win any competition. It's really great. And to the runners-up, it's not really, we take yourselves as winners as well. Because out of 32, to end up with only 2 schools here, I'm sure this environment you are in itself shows that you are winners. Again, as I said, this quiz is not about the laptops or the awards we are giving you, it's about the knowledge we are giving you. And through you, because we are doing this to the public through our media, it's also to extend this knowledge to the public, to the other students, to the young ones, because at the end of the day, we can't build an economy on ignorant citizens. So the knowledge, financial knowledge, economic knowledge of our citizens matters a lot for our sustained economic development of this country. And when we talk of economic development of a country, it's about the citizens, about the individuals. It's not about the buildings you see, it's not about the business, it's about you as individuals. How do you benefit from any economic development or economic growth of a country? And you can only benefit if you are aware, if you know. But for you as students, I'm sure this will help you as well in your academic performances, because you are given practical knowledge here. It's not about the theory you study. Here we try to give you practical knowledge of economic and financial matters, what you expect to meet when you get out of school and you start working or you start transacting as an economic actor in our country. So we encourage you to take the knowledge you received here seriously. And as part of the awards, we are introducing you to investing through our capital markets. So we want you to feel it. And the best we are giving you, we expect this to continue. We don't expect you to be selling the bonds we are giving you tomorrow or today. We want you to have this as the foundation. And to your teachers or to the facilitators, I really want to thank you very much because you did a great job to coach and encourage these kids to reach this stage. So numva rero magambo make rwose nagira ngo nshimire cyane mwese mwagize uruhare muri iki gikorwa. Abapiganwe ubwenge mwahakuye twizeye ko buzagira akamaro mu buzima bwanyu muri rusange, mu buzima bwanyu uko mufata ibyemezo nk'abantu ku giti cyanyu, ariko uko mufata ibyemezo nk'abantu bafite uruhare mu iterambere ry'igihugu cyacu muri rusange. Murakoze cyane rero, mugire umunsi mwiza mwese.